is happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Matt Bradford. Today we are talking about how to dial in an amplifier. And really what we're talking about is how I set my amps. Some of my amps, sometimes. How I set my main amps for gigs, sometimes when I'm playing gigs. Okay, so obviously there's so many nuances, but I got a lot of questions about how do I dial in an amplifier, and I figured it was at least worth doing a video on it. I love kind of doing just like these videos where I talk about my philosophies on stuff because I have so many thoughts. They don't always do great, but you know, I got asked that question, like, how do you dial in an amplifier? Can you do a video on it? And my first thought was like, I don't want to do that. And as I was talking, I was complaining to a friend, professional musician friend, and we were both, you know, complaining about it. And in the process, I explained why it was important to do it, because I think I've learned stuff as I've been doing this over and over and over and over again that I didn't realize I was learning. I didn't realize, is this in the shot? Okay, good. I didn't realize I was learning that I didn't realize that was important. And so, we're going to go through how I set up an amplifier, why I do the things I do, and we're going to use a handful of amplifiers. But first, I'm going to use 4 guitars today. I built them all. I build guitars, and I sell them. And some of the ones from today are going to be available on Reverb. I'll mention them as I go. But they are available for sale. Or email me at mattbradfordmusic@gmail.com for a better price. I also make conversion necks for tellies and also for strats and traditional Fender style pockets. I don't have a good reference for other pockets, so I don't know if it'll fit. We'll see. Okay. Secondly, I gotta have to move this just a little bit, just in case it's in the shot. I don't know if it is. I can't tell. My monitoring setup is not good for video. Okay, secondly, I have merch. I sell t-shirts, I sell sweatshirts, I sell mugs. I'm not a lap steel teacher, I'm a t-shirt salesman. I got the bones guy. I got the cat guy. Alright, I don't wear my own shirts because I can't. Because it just feels weird. But put my name on your chest. It's a weird sales pitch. Anyway, what else? I have a Patreon today. The backing tracks that I'm going to use today, there's 4 tracks I'm going to go through just because, again, we're talking about context. Those are available on Patreon. I put up backing tracks every week. And also all my lap steel lesson materials. Also, if you just want to support the channel, it's $5 a month. It's $60 a year to help support this. And finally, if you don't want to buy a shirt and you don't want to buy an instrument, and you don't need to subscribe to anything, you just want to leave me a tip, QR codes. Leave me a tip. It's always greatly appreciated. And yeah, I mean, people have been very generous, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into a pretty challenging subject, to be honest with you. When we talk about dialing in an amp, there's a lot of questions. What kind of song is it? What kind of guitar are you using? And that's why I'm going to use multiple guitars. What kind of track is it? What are the vibes? Like, am I looking for something super high gain? Am I looking for something mellow? Am I looking for something? My traditional place to start is what we call edge-of-breakup. Now look, I have a handful of amps. Most of my amps are single channel. We're not going to go through all of them, but many of my amps, the Satellite has a volume and a tone control. The Tungsten is a Plexi with a presence, bass, middle, treble. Four EQ bands and then 2 channels, but the channels are not switchable. This little Greer, is it in the shot? Yeah. This little Greer Mini Chief, volume and tone, and then my Plexi here, bass, middle, treble on one channel, and then tone on the other channel. Whatever. It's all basically, we're going to use 3 amps today. Okay. We're going to start with my Tungsten Mosaic, which is barely, I think, if I turn this way, you can kind of see it. It's right here. It's a Tweed Champ. It has a volume control, and that's it. So we're going to start there, because that's where I would start. Then we're going to go to the Plexis. because those are the amps that I take to gigs. Okay? For the most part. The Black Volt, you can't really see the controls, and it doesn't matter. I mean, you're not going to be able to see the controls. I'm just going to write what's going on the screen. But, like, the Satellite is a fire breather. That thing is distortion only for me. I mean, it's dirtier than I would use on, like, a traditional gig, unless it was just a rock gig where we're rocking. And the same thing with the Mini Chief. The Mini Chief is just, like, on fire. But they're both great amps, and I use them all the time, and if you follow me on Instagram, you see them all the time, because, especially when I'm in the studio, I can just rock with them. Oh my god, this is already such a long video. Okay, so, real quick, we're going to go into the booth. I want you to see that we are using a Weber 2x10 cab, and I will put the kinds of speakers that are in there on the screen, but I don't know what they are, and I don't really care. I'm using 2 microphones, a Shure SM57 and a Mesinovic Model 2 ribbon microphone. They are both around 3 fingers from the front of the grill cloth. Now, I have the 57 going through 2 separate preamps because I have a patch bay and I can do that. And so I have it going in your left ear. I don't know which way this works. In your left ear, which is my right ear, you're hearing a Hairball Audio Bronze, and in your right ear, you're hearing a Cappy VP28, and then the ribbon is going through a Lauren Audio Panther, and so I have like a nice stereo spread. Everything is in phase, we hope, and that gives it just a little bit. That gives a guitar a little bit of wide mono. Right, which is what you would hear in a room, and then I've added a little bit of reverb. So, this is just the 57. Oh, my thumb is dumb today. This is just the 57. Let's try it again. Alright, here's just the ribbon. Ugh, gotta warm up. Here's both of them together. Alright, and then we're gonna add a little bit of reverb. And that's the sound you're hearing. We're adding some reverb. Most of my amps don't have reverb. I don't often use reverb in the amps. I do have some reverb and delay on my pedal board. But, yeah. Okay, so look, we're going to go through 3 amps, and then I'm going to go through what happens if I'm in a situation where I can't turn the amps up where I want. Because, how do I dial in an amp? Well, with my Tungsten Mosaic, it only has a volume control. So, and this is not, I mean, it's kind of the way I would set it, but, alright, here it is on 4. Had to really crank up the preamps too. This is it on 4, okay? That's fine, right? But that's not fun. So now let me turn the preamps back down again. Okay, so I got the preamps back up where I want them, and I want to show you this because this is how I dial in an amp. Now, different guitars have different outputs. I shouldn't have started with this guitar, but this is the one on my lap, so this is what we're starting with. Here it is on 6, okay? Okay, with this guitar, which is it's a cedar guitar. Ambrosia maple neck, and it's Lawler Firebird pickups. Okay. Okay, here it is on 7. That's about where I would set it. The reason for that is this. The reason is that what I'm looking for is edge of breakup. So that's breaking up, right? But if I play light, and I put it on my neck pickup, it's pretty clean. Okay, if I roll my volume back, I can play a little harder and stay clean. And I can go from there to here. Am I playing so bad right now? Right? What's cool about this, and I'm going to show you, let me show you with the other guitars first. So, with this guitar on 7, it's cleaning up real nice, and also getting pretty hairy, right? Okay, now this one, first of all, roasted eastern white pine, torrefied maple neck, rad finish. There's a couple of things. I tried a lacquer that I wasn't totally stoked with, so there's a little bit of texture in the finish, and like I could have sanded it all out and then reshot it and blah blah blah. I don't want to do that. So there's that, and then there's, oh, that's why I don't want to do it, because there's like a weird little thing on a couple of the edges of these P90 cavities, right? So it doesn't hurt anything, but there's like a little thing, there's like a little cosmetic flaw. And so instead of that, I'm just discounting it. And so this one's for sale. It's on Reverb. Or again, email me, better price, whatever. We can ship wherever. But really cool guitar. Check it out though. We just went through the Lawler Firebirds. These are P90s from Arcane pickups. They're the 57 Experience P90s. Now, right off the bat, you can hear there's no tone control or anything. So the only thing, that's a way brighter guitar. And this is a way darker guitar. Now you can hear too, it's still breaking up, but I could use a little bit more juice. Just a touch. So I'm going to turn it up to 8. Still cleans up. Right? Really, really cool. Okay, now this one is this is reclaimed pine with a torrefied maple neck, roasted maple neck, using Arcanes again. Arcane 1978, I think, and then a gold foil humbucker. But now you can hear it's breaking up probably more than I wanted to. There. So we're back to 7. Right, still a little bit too broken up. We're gonna go to 6. Okay, now we're on 6. Right, so you can see already, and again, this is again darker than the cedar, or the cedar, darker than the cedar with the Firebirds. But I'm really adjusting each guitar for exactly what's happening here. Nothing is existing in a vacuum, so. really cool to me. And if I need more brightness, you know, for me, these are a little dark with this amp in this setting. If I needed more brightness, then I would use an EQ pedal of some sort. Or, you know, an overdrive pedal or something. Like in this case, the thing that's lovely about the amp being set up this way. One more guitar first. One more guitar. Okay, this one's also for sale, by the way. This is, you can see I don't even have all the screw holes in the pickguard right now because I've been doing a pickup test because I'm doing some more guitars out of this body wood, and I'm going to use these Righteous Sound pickup. These are the 1018 in the bridge. I don't know what's going in the neck yet. We're going to figure it out. I mean, it may not be either one, but I think this is, I really like the way this bridge pickup sounds. It doesn't match great with this neck pickup that I asked him for these. It wasn't like he was like, yeah, that's going to be a mismatch. But check it out. So we're on 6. And in this setting, this is the best sounding set so far and the best sounding combo into this neck. So look, this is a relatively higher output humbucker, and then this is a relatively low output single coil. So this explains part of why what I'm talking about, which is that's pretty clean, and then I'm starting to warm up, thank God. All right, so look. Oh my God, this is gonna be the longest video ever. Doesn't matter, this is what we're talking about. Dialing in an amp. So you can see though, the amp sounds completely different with different instruments. The reason I like it set on the edge of breakup is this, for 2 things. Number 1, again, I have all these tones just at the touch of, just with my guitar. Now, the output difference here, I love it. This is how I would set up my guitar. However, for guitars for sale, for most people, they don't want this huge of an output difference where your bridge pickup breaking up like that and your neck pickup is super clean. It's the way it's hitting the amp. The reason I like it like this though is this. I can take a boost pedal, I can take a fuzz pedal, I can take an overdrive pedal, any of those pedals, and when they hit the amp, the volume difference won't be as much because it's already distorting. What distortion is you have a sine wave. If I can find a way to illustrate this, I'll put it on the screen, but you know, God knows. But basically you have a sine wave that is your signal, and when distortion happens, it starts kind of the top and the bottom part of the sine wave are pushing the upper limits of what the amp can handle, and so they start getting what's called clipped, right? That's what clipping is. And analog clipping can do it off real smooth at first and then get heavier and heavier and heavier. If I turn this all the way up, oh, this amp goes to 12, by the way. No one needs your 11, this goes to 12. But if it goes all the way up to 12, now everything is getting really squashed. My preamps are okay, I think. It's so good. That's the Neil Young thing. And I still have on this neck pickup, because of the way it's set up, that's pretty awesome, right? And again, we're only talking about just a volume control. But so when this, let's go to here. Okay, we're on 7 again. Because it's clipping that way, if I were to hit it with an overdrive pedal, if I hit it, how about just a boost? This is the Bad Bob boost from Analog Man. The way that the Tweeds were made, that's where the ass is kind of falling out of it. Especially with this high output humbucker. Let me just roll the volume back a little bit. Okay, let me switch guitars. You can hear how that's just dropping the front end out of it, which frankly is super cool. But you know, okay. So look, same settings that I just had, but now with the bad bob on, it's not crushing the front end. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's not use that because that's not a good example. Here's my Caslitter Effects Toxic Twins, the green side, the Tube Screamer side. I don't know. I'll take a photo of it, I guess. Now we're talking, right? Now we're in a place where I have 3 different sounds. I have my clean sort of rhythm thing. Ooh, let's do one of the in-between positions. Right? Go to rhythm guitar. Right, and then step on the Tube Screamer, and this is, again, I think people sometimes miss what a Tube Screamer, you can go into a totally clean amp and get that weird Tube Screamer thing, but this is what a Tube Screamer excels at, is taking a dirty amp and pushing it into the goodness. Look, I don't want to sell this guitar, to be honest with you, but I have to, because otherwise I'm just going to have too many guitars and I'm trying to make a living. Right, and let's take the same thing with that blue guitar. These videos are bad for me. I'm falling in love with the ones that I want to sell. But, I remember this is like a low output, this is like a Jazzmaster style neck pickup, and then like a higher output style bridge pickup. And you can hear how much more bright it is, right, than the other one. But check it out, when we go to the Tube Screamer, and that's that lovely, lovely thing that we're talking about. So if I have like a funk track, none of these are labeled. Let's see, what is this? Off. Right, which is super cool. And then if we go to is there a rock track? This is a rock track. This is a blues track. screamer with the clean, with the you can see that this setting with this amp, I can do all this different stuff, especially if I have a tube screamer or something. And again, I don't use channel switching amps, but having a couple, even just an overdrive pedal, is huge. Now this video is already going way longer than I expected, but it is what it is. I'm gonna take a little break. You're not gonna take a break. I'm gonna come right back, but I need to cool the camera down and everything, and then we're going to the Plexis. Okay, so now we are in my 5-watt Tungsten Plexi. It's a custom-made Plexi. It has a special tube in the power section. It's a whole long thing. Adam made it for me. Adam Palo at Tungsten Amplification. It's awesome. Plexis are very bright. The same way that the oh, I'm so burpy. The same way the Mosaic, the Tweed Champ is pretty dark sounding. This is a really bright amp. And you can see right now, so I have 2 volume controls. Okay, this one, oh, I gotta turn the microphone so you can hear me. Okay, this is gonna be a disaster. This is one channel, this is the other channel, and then I have them connected with this jumper here. So if I take this off, okay, the way this works, that's just the high treble channel. And then this is the normal channel. Right, and then I can combine the two. I can go into either one, and as long as I jump them. So as you can see, that gives me a lot more gain, right? That's what's up. And when I play gig, the way my board is set up, ideally, I have both the Mosaic and the 5-watt Plexi together, and that's my gig setup. Is those two stereo through the 2x10 cab. And I get the best of that, like, deep, funky bottom, and then also this bright top. Now you'll notice they're both on 4. It's a little bright for me right now. You might go, well, why don't you turn some of the EQ knobs? Well, they don't do a ton. Treble does some, presence does some. Right, but really bass and middle are where it really gets good. But the reality is, for me, that most of my balance is going to come from the high treble and the normal channel. You can hear that the middle control here can really add a lot of bite, but if I turn it down too much where I'm not getting the bite that I want, I lose a lot of the bark that I want too. Now, trying to describe audio is ridiculous. But right, so instead, that's a little bright for me. Watch this. High treble down a little bit, normal up a little bit. That's pretty awesome. Okay, high treble up, normal down. Really bitey. Ugh. So, again, normal up, high treble down. And again, all I'm really trying to do you see what I'm saying? Like, when I get the amp like that, now I have all of these options at my fingertips, and that's the play. And then when I need to go take it to the next level, I have the overdrive to do it, or if I'm using a fuzz, I've done a whole bunch of videos on fuzz. I don't send fuzz into a totally clean amp. You know, here's my fuzz from Espresso Effects, the custom one that he made me. Somebody buy this guitar so I don't keep it. Oh, it's really good. Let's go to a different guitar and see what the differences are. You know what's really cool? For me, this instrument was too dark through the Champ. It's perfect through the Plexi. It really is just like... just cleans up really nice. That's really cool. Wait, do we have a rock track? See, that's funky. This is gonna be rock, right? Yeah. Okay, got a little away from me there, but you can see, like, for the most part, you know, I'm setting up an amp to interact with the guitar and then also interact with my pedals. When I hear people say things like pedal platform, like any amp is a pedal platform. My pedal platform happens to have some dirt on it, right? My pedal platform wasn't well cleaned. Same thing, I can take, this is a Cali 76 stacked, the Origin Effects compressor. And I can take that. Right, like I still have all these flavors from my pedal board, but I'm starting with something that has this right, this big, beefy, gnarly thing, which is so cool. This is the one I take to gigs a lot, and I think that you know, this I was expecting that to be too bright. It was not. That's cool. hear how bright it is on that bridge pickup until I hit it again with the Tube Screamer. The Tube Screamer, by the way, it shelves off some low to give you some more cut and some more nose, and it also shaves off some highs. So that harsh sounding like thing that's happening, now we just have some shape to it. Right? That same. Now that I know how it goes, you know, and you can see that like that, like I can get to that place with this sound, and then also without touching a single control. Was it? Oh no, this one. What key is this? A. Right? I just did two entirely different tracks with one overdrive pedal only and my volume knob and my pickup selector, and this is where I like to have my amps. So you know, that's two different amps, and you've noticed, I hope you've noticed, this is everything has its own unique sound. So the blue guitar and the red and black one with the P90s and this one, they all have a unique sound. And so part of what's happening is I'm playing to the sound. Something that I do without really thinking about it is, oh, it's too bright, I roll the tone off a little bit. I move my hand, look at this. That's really bright sounding. Right, I'm picking right over the middle of the neck of the bridge pickup. What if I go up here? Changes the sound. So with darker guitars, my hand moves back on the strings. With brighter guitars, if it's too bright, my hand moves forward. It happens. Right? That's obviously extremes of the same thing, but I adjust everything. Part of what happens, when I heard the question, how do you dial in your amps? And you'll see, you notice, right? These two controls haven't changed since I kind of got it where I wanted it for all of the guitars, which is pretty wild, actually. That surprised me a little bit. I usually do a little twiddling. But, you know, the tone, when people say things like tone is in the hands, like I think that there's a huge part of that is tone is in the touch. Tone is in what am I choosing to do with the instrument. There's a reason that I picked up 4 instruments and 2 amps so far. I think we're going to stop at 2, by the way. I said 3. We're not going to go through the Darkos. It's another Plexi. It's absolutely awesome. But this is already a lot longer than I had anticipated it being, and so, you know, we're gonna go with it. But, like, I want to talk about a couple pedals real quick, and then, that's what I want to talk about. Okay, let me show you one more thing. One more thing, which is this. So, notice, I want my amps turned up pretty good, right? They're pretty loud. And I play gigs sometimes. I don't know if you guys play gigs sometimes where you can't be real loud. And I'm going to tell you the digital thing, the one thing that I'm missing from the digital stuff so far, and I haven't tried the fancier, the Kempers and the Quad Cortexes. I don't really need them because I'm mostly here, and I'm mostly, or if I'm at a gig, I usually bring a 5-watt amp, so I'm usually fine. But it doesn't clean up the way I like it. That's a great cleanup, right? But let's say I'm at a gig and this is way too loud, which has happened so many times. The jumped channels, having it on 4, right? Even having it... Even having one channel like this... Okay, you can already hear the difference, right? Like, it's fine. But it's not doing that thing that it was just doing before. So, let's even get quieter. Okay, I played a gig recently like this, where it may be even a little bit quieter than that, but it's not breaking up the way I want. So, I took my Caslitter Toxic Twins. We've been using the green side as the tube screamer. The reason this is on my board, though, is the blue side. You can notice the volume is actually dropping a little bit right now. That's from the last gig where I actually had to turn the amp down. The amp was barely on, and then I had to turn the volume down more with the overdrive pedal. But check it out. So I'm going to just get it to unity. That's about unity. And I'll take a picture, I'll put it on the thing here. But, so now I'm back to that. That's a little squishier than like just the amp. You know, the amp breaking up by itself has this openness that I have not really found in a pedal. But there are some great pedals, and the Caslitter Toxic Twins is one. The Greer Lightspeed is another one. The Origin Deluxe is great. Basically, it's sort of the opposite of the Tube Screamer, where it's not shelving anything off or on top. So if I have an amp that's super clean, you know, I have my Vibrolux here, it's 40 watts, I would never take it out, but like let's say I had to for some reason, and I didn't, it's just like I need that broken up thing. It makes everything sound better. It adds compression to my sound. It gives me the ability to clean up with the volume. Right? And then also breaks up, and then if I hit it with the Tube Screamer, I'm getting that same thing that I was getting from the amp cranked up to the edge of breakup, right? That's the vibe. Which is great, and then again, because it's not shelving everything off, if I use a fuzz pedal, without that, that's really crunchy. That's kind of like that Tungsten turned all the way up, really. But if I add that overdrive pedal, just softens it up. It cleans up great. And that's a fuzz face into a like a blues breakery style amp pedal. But you can see I can't reset everything. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. You can see how it's doing the same thing that the amp was doing. It's not doing it in it's super musical, and I absolutely love it. I am gonna change it back, but you can see that like here's. It's a little more polished. Some people might call it mix ready, but I'm missing the edges. I'm missing that like crackly, like in your face, like what's up, bro thing. That I get right there. It is. We're back to, okay, we're back to, you saw it on the camera, I think it's still recording. Okay, good. So we're back to like channels are jumped, normal channels at 4, right? It's so dynamic, and I hope this video makes sense. You know, I'm getting done with it, and it's like, all right, well, this is just me just talking for however long. But you know, I hope you can see that with a fuzz face, or with a tube screamer, or with a pedal board, and with the amp set the way it is, I have all these options. That starts with just this. Right, which is such like a cool AC/DC thing, but I can also get the vibey. What a great sound! And all of that's coming from an amp that's dialed in the way I dial it in, which is like just volume, and then obviously having some pedals to push it when I need to, and then clean it up with my volume knob when I need to. I hope this was helpful. I hope it made sense. You can do this with any amp. You know what I mean? You set it to the point where it's breaking up, and then we go from there. This was a long video to explain edge-of-breakup. But there it is. Which one's this? All right, thanks for hanging.